Hey everybody, Dave Sheehan here. This is Diary of a Plant-Based Athlete. This is vlog number 10 and I'm delighted to be sharing this with you. It's a little later than normal. It's Tuesday. I'm actually here in Liverpool broadcasting where I've got my triathlon this coming Sunday, the 14th of August. So I flew over yesterday morning. So this is where there's the delay in this particular vlog, that over the last few days, I spent a lot of time with family and catching up, and it's been pretty hectic. So I didn't get a chance to create the video. So I'm doing it now. And so I'm going to give you a quick summary as always of last week and how it went from a training perspective, nutrition, how I felt, my body, injuries, all that kind of side of things. And again, just clear up some information about myths and training and stuff like that as well. So let's go into the training side of it. And, you know, the last time I spoke to you was about the Sunday. It's the Sunday I did the brick session of nearly 40k cycle, and I think it was a 3k run. It had been quite successful. On the Monday, I just went for a light cycle, just about 20k at a very light pace. So that's last Monday. Tuesday, I focused on doing running, did a 5k run. I decided last week, as the week was progressing, and I knew it was going to be a busy week with family stuff and, you know, work stuff and things like that, you know, I was looking at it and thinking, right, look, my main goal is the Ocean Lava Triathlon on the 16th of October. How am I feeling? I'm feeling pretty good, but, you know, a tiny bit burnt out, I suppose. And these pains and aches are coming at me a bit in my back and my neck over the last few weeks, which I'm sure, you know, you've heard this repeatedly in the last few vlogs. So I decided, look, how many weeks to Ocean Lava? 9 weeks. So last week what I decided to do was I'm going to train, but not train very intensely, not train very excessively. Typically, that second last week before an event would be the last intense week. And then this week, which I'm currently in, would be the active rest week. However, I'm swinging that around because I'm going to make Tri Liverpool be one of my training sessions. It'll still be an event, but a training session as opposed to being, you know, something I'm really gearing towards for the whole week. So I'm going to train hard this particular week and get in a lot more swimming, which I haven't done recently in recent weeks. Not accessing a pool, whereas in Liverpool here I can quite easily. And just, you know, focus on a 9-week plan and then a 1 week active rest before Ocean Lava. So, you know, last week I did a couple of cycles, did a couple of interval sessions. So went out in a few sprint sessions running wise, and also on the bike. So on Wednesday I did a sprint session to a meeting that I had, and then I had a sprint session back home. I did all my yoga throughout the week. I did, you know, 2 if not 3 sessions a day, and felt quite good for that, felt quite loose. You know, I haven't had as many lower back and spine and neck issues as I've had in recent vlogs that I've been sharing with you. They're still there, but it's nowhere near as bad as it was. And the longest and hardest session, I suppose, was on Saturday. I went on about 25k, you know, fairly intense sprint session. About 33k average, which wasn't too bad. Again, aiming to hit about 35 race day this coming Sunday. But, you know, it was quite good. And every day I did my 50 squats, 50 press ups, 50 abs. You know, so I did a lot of different things. You know, it wasn't as I had planned that week would be, but like I've shared with you, I've changed a little bit during it. Now, you know, one thing I want to add in here now is, you know, in terms of training, you need to get out of your head about quantity. Endurance training, people always focus on how much they did, how many miles they did, how many hundreds of miles, how many miles they ran, how many kilometers they swam. It's all about distance, or how many hours they put in. You can have a triathlete who puts in, let's just be silly even, like an hour, hour and a half a week, and that's all they do. They can do so much better and progress so much faster season after season than someone who's putting in 100 hours a week. How can that be? Because intensity is the key. It's one of the keys to achieving results. And it's the same as someone trying to lose fat, get in shape, get fit, or whatever they're trying to do. It's the exact same as in endurance sports like triathlon. It's about intensity. If you don't work out intensively, you're not going to achieve your results. So you have to push your body to its limit. If you don't push it to its limit, it has no reason to improve. Okay, so no matter what you're training for, obviously these particular vlogs are specific about triathlon, but they also apply to any endurance sport, and they apply to any goal you have as well. You have to have intensity. You have to have progression. You have to have muscle confusion, okay? Because in endurance it can get very boring, just cycling all the time, the same routes, running all the time, the same routes, swimming all the time, the same routes, especially if you're training in a pool. Whereas you get a lot more results, you get a lot more progression, and you'll do a lot better in your races if you focus instead on changing things up, always aim to progress, and always make sure you give it absolutely everything you can. You really push on as hard as you possibly can, okay? So that's an important thing I want to share with you in this particular vlog, because like I said to start, I want to throw in tips and strategies during these vlogs as opposed to just a summary of about me, which I hope inspires you, motivates you a bit, and educates you a bit, but I want to also clear up some myths and misconceptions too. How did my nutrition go last week? pretty good. Again, the last week being in Ireland, you know, still wasn't as perfect as I typically would live, not as whole foods as I typically would live, a few more processed foods, but it was decent. This particular week now is going to be an awful lot better, especially with a race coming up. I'm not going to be eating much processed food or much junk at all. I'll save it until after the race, because this week's important for carb loading and just getting my body primed to be ready for the race day, and especially early. It's 8:45 a.m. start, which is the earliest time I've ever started a triathlon race. So, you know, I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to doing it. I'm also looking forward to getting it over it, because then I'm going to be totally 100% zoned in. There'll be 8 training weeks, 1 active rest week to Ocean Lava Triathlon on 16th of October, which is my #1 focus. Plus, I'll be back in Lanzarote on Sunday night, because we fly back that evening, and be back to that training environment. So I'm looking forward to that. If you have any questions about this particular vlog, just put them below. Any questions or comments, put them below as a comment, and I look forward to answering them and reading your comments. Make sure you subscribed, or if you're watching this on Facebook, make sure you like the page. Most importantly, share this out there. You know, if you know people who would like to hear this information, just out of information, you know, their own information, or it might inspire them or motivate them, or just you feel the need to connect with me and, you know, see my stuff and maybe check out some of my other stuff, make sure to share it. Really appreciate if you would share it. It'd be brilliant. And just check out other information. I'm all the time putting stuff on Snapchat, now just Instagram stories, you know, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. Check them all out. You know, there's valuable content going up on all of them every single day. You know, I'm there to serve you and give you information, help you and educate, motivate, inspire you to make a difference. Because remember, you're the one who's in control. You're the one who decides what happens in your life. And it doesn't matter if it's to do with triathlon, or it's to do with getting in shape, or it's to do with your professional career, whatever area of your life. It's about discipline, it's about focus, and it's about taking positive, progressive action. So hope you do that. Take care. I look forward to speak to you on my next vlog, vlog 11. It will be on Sunday. It'll be the day of my race. I'll be letting you know how I got on, how I felt, and I hope to be giving you a really good report. Fingers crossed. Okay, and hope you're rooting for me. Put out some positive energy. And if you're in Liverpool, come along, say hi, push me on, it'd be great. All right, talk to you soon, guys. Have a great day, great week.